place where you are staying right now?
I'm from Maharashtra and I live in a very small village. It is in Amravati. And my village is very small. Like even you just visit and ask people that where is my Dipali's village, so you will feel, you will find some difficulties to find my village because it is an outskirt village, and
Okay.
it is not a touch village. You need to go through a small roads,
Mhm.
and I live in a proper village, so we do farming here.
Oh wow, I love farming
Yes.
because I also belong to a farming family, so I love farming. So what are the things that you are growing in at your farm, like
Hmm.
at your
Nowadays we are taking soybean. Do you know soybean? Soybean and cotton and
uh,
sunflowers. At it is a winter, so we will take the production of sunflower and also
what about
chana.
rice? What about
Chana.
rice? Yeah, yeah. What about rice and green lentils? Will you grow that?
Not exactly rice because we do not we are dependent on natural water. So we do not have that irrigation area, and because of that, we do not take the rice production because rice needs lots of water. But at my place, we totally depend on natural water. So we take production according to the season. If it is rainy season, so kapashi means cotton needs lots of water. So we take the production of cotton. And again, soybean also need lots of water, and because of that, we are taking the production of the soybean. And also some productions are there like grain. You know grain. So we also
Uh,
take the production of grain as well. Chana.
oh,
Yes. This kind of production we take at my place, and we enjoy farming, and also some pulses, tur, moong, these pulses, and we it's not exactly pulses, but it's the beans. And when you just sell that, so people make it pulses, and pulses are more costly than that beans. We do not get that much cost at my to the farmers. But if you are just
yeah.
selling the pulse, so it is more costly than that beans. It is sad.
You are doing by it yourself, or you have given your land to some of the people or some of the farmer to like grow those things over your land, or you are doing those things by yourself only.
We are not exactly doing that farming. We have some helpers. They also help us, and we also farm. So we know also there are some things we need to do. There are the lots of works there. You need to clear that farm. You need to you need to take production of that farm. So you need to also grow that seeds. So there are the different procedure as well.
Yeah,
So
that's
you need
great.
also you need some machineries, so you do not know how to run that machineries and how to use that machineries. But if there is an expert, so he or she can use that machinery well, and that is how you can take the production from your farm. So because of that, we need experts. So we also ask their help, and we work together. Yes.
Yeah, that's great. That's great to hear from you that you belong to a farming family, because farmer is also a part of, like, farmer is also contributing somewhere for the government, you know that. So yeah. So you were talking about your education qualification, talking about yourself, but before that, there was a question. So could you please tell me
Sure thing.
about your education qualification, or I want to also like to a bit know about your like English language. At what time you realize that this language is somewhere gonna become like indispensable for me in the coming time? So, like, how do you see the language?
Yeah. So you are asking me about my education and the journey, that when did I started my English spoken English journey, and why did I have started to learning this language? So this is the main questions, right? So I want to clear your first question. You asked me about my education. So I am postgraduate student, and I was certified like bank the students. Like I have some finance and accounts knowledge about the bank, and also I have done some HTML, CSS programming during COVID pandemic, and I was enthusiastic about learning new things, and because of that I use COVID pandemic as a period that I can learn different things. So I have started my spoken English journey from that day. Like COVID happened, and during that days I was like boring, and I was bored that time, and I said that what should I do now. I was searching for my job, and everything was stuck there, and everyone was just isolated or in their homes, and it was quite difficult for you to find a job. And I started to do online work and online NGO work as well. I did my NGO work in some organization as well. I used to teach there. It was a free of cost education, and I was also working in one NGO, and it was for periods. I was making awareness about menstruation cycle. So
Yeah,
I was taking care of all these things, and we were spreading awareness about menstruation cycle as well. So I was a part of that organization, that NGO. And I was like, okay, I want to earn money as well, because I'm not earning money. I started to work on my communication skills. So I used to practice in front of camera, in front of mirror. I used to practice with my baba. Baba means my parents,
yeah,
father. So I used to talk with them as well. I used to talk alone, and I used to speak wrong English. So whenever I was alone, that time I was practicing, and but I did not get guidance because I live in a village and people are not interested to speaking in English. So then I create my own environment. I started to listen to podcasts, watch movies, cartoons. I'm big fan of cartoons because I get bored of that series. 3 hours movies, who watch it, I get bored of it. So I was watching animated movies, which is for 5 to 10 minutes. Then that is how I started to repeat after them. It's like shadowing technique. So I was doing that. I know that I was not aware of that, and I'm making mistake because no one was were there who correct me. Then
yeah,
I joined Clapping Go. There I take lots of sessions, and they correct me. Dipali, you are making this mistake. I was making the same mistake continuously, and it is because of lack of practice. And with practice, I work on my mistakes, and then I will not repeat that mistake. You can't say that I will. You can't say that you will stop to make that mistake, but gradually, and with practice and with your consistency, you reduce that mistakes. So that is how
yeah.
I started to work on my communication. And I somewhere I got to know that, Dipali, you must start teaching. When you start teaching, definitely you will search more, you will read more, and that inspired you to speak correct English, because you can't teach wrong English to students. And because of that, I have started teaching. And along with this, I also read books, I also listen to podcasts, I also write. That is all
Oh,
about my journey.
that's, yeah, it's very amazing to hear your journey actually, because you have also dealt with some of the circumstances that you have started your journey with your scarcities and like mistakes with your parents. So you were also like me that who were not being guided or who has no ambience of English language, that you have started your journey with these crises, right?
Mhm.
So for yeah, there is a question popping up in my mind, which is like for the beginner and for the intermediate speaker as well. So for accusing some vocabularies, for acquiring vocabularies, what is the exceptional things that you do on your daily basis, on your routine to learn English? So how do you acquire the vocabularies in
Hmm.
when to speak? Yeah,
Yeah.
that is the
So
question.
yeah. So you mean that how I learn new vocabulary as the intermediate and yeah, and the beginner level? How did I start to learn new vocabulary in my, and how I have used started to use this vocabulary during my conversation? That's how you want to ask me, right?
That is the question. How do you like acquire the vocabularies? How do you learn that?
Hmm.
Like, do you
So,
go through the process of jotting down over your
hmm.
notebook, or you like to take a screenshot while watching podcast, or you you so you like to implement or those vocabularies while practicing? Or I think using vocabularies is not a big deal, but I think using the correct pronunciation with a proper accent is the indispensable part, I would say. And yeah, I will also tell you that speaking in English is not a big deal, but the way we speak is a big deal. So I think simultaneously, like speaking in English, practicing, we have to also focus on the way, or simultaneously, we have to work over our body language, speaking style. These are the imperative thing and prominent thing, I would say, for being a public speaker, for like being a speaker. So, Deepali, like I have a questions. Like, how do you deal with the unwanted thoughts? Like, we the people have monkey mind, right? So you might be getting unwanted thoughts. So how do you deal with that circumstances or the situations? Yeah.
Hmm.
Could you
First,
please?
I want to give you the answer of your first question, and your first question was like, how do you learn vocabulary during your conversation? And if you are a beginner level learner, so I want to share you one of my experience. When I was as a beginner, and when I was practicing as a beginner, that time I did not even think about vocabulary. I was like, okay, I want to speak, I want to convey my message, and that's it, and it is
Yeah.
enough if you are beginner level learner.
Like
And if
for
you wait,
how do you how do you deal with the sophisticated situations? Like you might sophisticated thoughts, like in our mind sometimes the unnecessarily thoughts comes in our mind, so we become like very like apprehensive about the coming time, about the life, because we are in the struggle period, right, at the current
hmm,
time. So sometime you might be also getting some like negative thoughts or like unnecessary thoughts in your mind. So
yes.
how like how do you eradicate from your mind? How do you deal with that? What are the things that you affirm yourself to like let those negativity eradicated from your mind? Like so, yeah. Tell me.
Thank you so much for asking this beautiful question. This is my favorite question. I told you, as I told you, and I also mentioned many sessions. I have done the CPBFI program, and in that we have that subject, and it was I am not remembering that subject name, but it was just like negative thoughts, and you can't say that thoughts are negative. How can you say that thoughts are negative? You are a human. If you are exist in the world, that means that you will have two thoughts, like healthy thoughts and unhealthy thoughts. And emotions are and you also have emotions, right? And that emotions will in your favor, and it will not in your favors, right? So why you feel sad? Because you are practicing English. I'm giving you example that I am practicing English, but I am not improving in it. So definitely that time what I will feel sad. Okay, I'm practicing my communication. It's been more than 2 years, but I'm not improving in my communication, and that triggers your emotions, and because of that you become sad. So do you think that it is a bad thing if you are sad? Is it bad
That's
thing,
wrong. Yeah.
right? Yeah, if you're practicing it, and if you're only practicing for 1 month, I have seen some people pretend that I'm practicing for 1 month only and I become fluent speaker. Do you want to know how I have become fluent speaker within a day? I think that it's a white lie. People just lie that okay, I become fluent speaker within a month and within a week. It is white lie. No one speak English within a few 5 days, or within a week, within a month. Yes, you will understand that language, but you will not speak fluently within a 5 days or week or within a month. And second thought was like, okay, like are positive and negative. We are positive and negative. I think that why we are positive and negative. Like if someone say you bad, you are not intelligent. Okay, but you know yourself that you are doing your giving your best, and you are studying a lot, and you are not cracking that exam. So it was your it was your way that okay, I and you need to work on that as well. You are not passing that exam, right? But if you pass that exam, definitely you will get appreciation from people as well. So positive and negative. So it is also part of our life. So failures and successes is the part of our journey, and that is how the negative thoughts and positive thoughts is also part of our life. You can't say that person is negative, that person is positive. With experiences, you learn from that situations and experiences as well, and you become a better person in life. So I'm not against of negative thoughts. I always say that healthy thoughts and unhealthy thoughts, which is not helping you. If you are thinking lots of things, I am not able to pass that exam, I am not able to pass that exam, you are pressuring yourself and you are becoming that person. One time will come and you say that
Yeah.
I can't do that, I can't speak English, I can't speak this language, I can't learn this language, so no point in it.
Those are Yeah, those are the unnecessary thoughts is very like easy that comes easily that instill in our minds. But if I have to illustrate it, that's how I deal with these kind of circumstances whenever I'm supposed to face it. Because we the human are like so what I do is I do affirmations with myself. I like praise myself. Sometimes I boost myself. I do manifestations. So at the same time, I praise myself. I'm best. I'm good. I'm supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. So yeah. So I manifest myself. I praise myself in that manner. I like in that manner I do not get the negative thoughts whenever I get that. So I like to read those affirmations. I try
Hmm.
to create the kind of ambience around me which is positive. So that is why I don't get the time to think about negative, right?
Hmm.
So whenever
So
whenever I like
you should say positive and helpful and unhelpful thoughts, and healthy and unhealthy emotions. Emotions are always unhealthy and healthy. If you hate someone, it is your negative emotions. As according to people, it is negative emotion. But if that person is deliberately hurting you, so you must go from that person, away from that person, right? Means you are just reducing the stress of your emotions. It means that it is not helpful to you, right? So emotions
that is,
always are helpful,
yeah,
healthy and
and
unhealthy.
that is a psychological thing. If the way you have said that if someone is deliberately intimidating you, right? So at that point, like never never be too comfortable with the people disrespecting you, right? You
Hmm.
should have your own boundaries. You should create your own boundaries. You should like praise yourself. You should perceive yourself, you know. Used any inappropriate word which is not so far considerable for you, people will
Hmm.
likely do that frequently they will be doing that activities once you have tolerated that, right? Let them know at that current moment when they have used that inappropriate word or you done inappropriate activities that you don't like so far. So let them know at that moment. Otherwise, if once they will become comfortable or once they will become habituated, they will likely do it. Right. So
Hmm.
do not let them to
Yeah.
become disrespecting you. So
So I
yeah,
have one more question about this. As you mentioned, you have remote control with you only, right? You will only get angry the time that you want. You will not get angry because people want to get angry. Sometimes what
yeah,
people do, people deliberately do that. They want you get angry, but even that person is just like irritating you. Let them do it. You can do
yeah,
it, but yeah.
yeah. We should have the command over on our thoughts. How is our mindset? Like
Hmm.
if we are being if we are being started acting as per on the requirement of the people, as per on the affirmation of the people will being praising you, people will be criticizing you. So if there if we will be acting as per on the statement of the people, so we are not intellectual, we will not be considered as perspicacious, right? Because
Yeah.
we are acting as per on the as per on the statement of the people, right? As the people want, right? So I don't think so that would be so comprehensible, and for the intellectual people I don't think so far that will they will be doing that,
Hmm.
right?
I have one more question to you. As you mentioned a few minutes back, you have mentioned something about affirmations. So, how do you motivate yourself if you get feeling something? So, what
Yeah,
is
I
your
do.
main?
I read some of the lines, some of the indispensable lines, like spiritual lines or motivating lines. Um, that inspires me to perceive the things. That inspires me to like grab some of the opportunities, grab the inextricable things. Right. So yeah, so I like to read those like precious word which has drastically helped me to improve myself in some manners as well, I would say. So
Do you read?
yeah, yeah, I do the like short lines. I think you must have encountered over like Instagram, over Facebook. There is a, like a good or benign lines that people shares, or some of the like authors shares, or I have some of the books where I read some like inspiring lines which inspires me, which gives me the power to deal with like harsh circumstances or situations. People have different kind of people, like in the process of in the process of surviving our life, in the process of learning new things, in the process of learning communication, we have the obstacles in this journey, right? So in every field, I would say in every field there is a like obstacle. So for dealing with those obstacles, we are supposed to have we are supposed to have a proper guidance, right? Otherwise, if we don't have the knowledge about a specific topic, right, or unnecessarily we have started talking about that, at that moment we will like pretend as fool. We will look like fool because we don't have a like a accusation. We don't have a proper knowledge about that specific topic, and I'm talking to. So I don't think so that will be like productive for the people. We will be criticized, or we will
Mm,
look like fool if we don't have a proper knowledge about about like a topic or about anything.
mm.
Can you please repeat?
Whenever you speak with a stranger, so do you feel connected with that person?
Oh, you are asking about like I barely connect with strangers. So you are asking that, do you feel any problems while connecting with strangers? So Ms. Deepa, if I would tell you about my journey, that I've started learning this language through an application which was Buddy Talk in 2020, right?
Mm,
I think you might have aware about that application. So at that and that application got banned. After that, there was a more alternative application that I started using that, and through that application I've started connecting with the strangers. So now these days I think that I'm a bit okay, or I'm a bit comprehensible, or for collaboration with the stranger, like whenever I connect, so I like to ask about them because I've become habituated with it, right? So I
mm.
do not face any like problems or obstacles connecting them.
And what do
Yeah.
you think about body language? Does body language play the important role in public speaking?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I am. That's what I'm focusing on because I told you that I think speaking English is not a big deal, but the way we speak is a big deal. So I think, in the way the body language is also containing, right? We should contain the body language with our personality. Like, see, we are speaking, so like if we will be using a proper body language, so in that manner we can share many things, right?
Yes. Hmm. And what's about
Because
eye contact? Like, do you actually think that eye contact is the most important part in communication?
yeah, the 50% of the conversation is all about body language. I consider that, or the 50% what we say, or the what is being delivered in the words, right? So
Hmm.
that's how I take the like public speaking. Public speaking in
Yeah.
all it's body language, using hand gesture, using
And
face
facial expression
exercise.
as well. We must be good in facial expression. Otherwise, you are saying something and you are saying I'm feeling good. Like, but my facial expression as sad. So definitely the person will get to know that no, she's speaking it right.
Yeah,
So,
sometimes.
our words must match with our facial expression as well. Otherwise, they will not convey our message. Message will
Yeah.
be incomplete.
So, no, next question that I would like to know from you, that if you would get the opportunity to define yourself into some words, so what would be those words? Like, what are the qualities that you are containing, which is exceptional, rather than comparison to other people's? And if you would, let me repeat the question. If you would get the
Yes, yes,
opportunity
yeah,
to
yeah.
define yourself in some words, okay. So, what are the exceptional thing? What are the phenomenal things that you are containing with yourself that is drastically like difference from other guys? Like it could be anything. It could be social. It could be your like. It could be anything that you would like to
You
put
know,
here.
like I love birds lots. I don't want anything. I don't want to be just be human. I just want to be become the bird. I just want to fly in the sky. I don't know. I'm so crazy. I don't want anything. I just want to watch the birds and sky and trees as well. I also serve water and feed them food as well during summer, and also request people that please serve food and water for birds. I do that. I'm doing this years. It's been more than 8 years, I guess.
Yeah.
So even if it is a hospital and they have some pot and it is an empty, I just go deliberately there and I just put water in it. And if I see like anyone any puppy, small dogs, small puppies, and if they are just they're either watering or they are finding some food in something, so I just go there, I purchase something. If I have something, so I serve them. I don't know, I can't stop myself to do that. And when I see them, so I can't tell you like how I feel. Like I feel satisfied. Okay, now if I'm hungry and someone is if I'm eating something and someone is there and who is watching at me, I always feel like that. Okay, like I'm hungry, so definitely that person is hungry. You must have food that person. I do not give them money definitely, because I'm not earning that much that I can donate money. But yes, I have, if I have food and if there is a hotel or anything, and so then I purchase that food and I serve them. I don't know why. What happened with me? I can't control myself. I can't stop myself to help people. I don't know why. I always
Wow.
do that. Yeah,
Phenomenal things that you are doing. So I'm here posting you about that work that you are doing. That's great.
yeah.
That is the exceptional work that
Recently,
you
it was my birthday. Yeah,
have.
recently it was my birthday. So I celebrate birthday in traditional way. It's just like not cutting cake. And for me, cutting cake doesn't mean that you are celebrating your birthday. I spend my day and I spend my time with my village students. I donate them books and pen and chocolates, and I just spend my time and I teach them English. I ask
Yeah.
them that what do you think about English, and the same school that I used to study in the same school. So I become emotional. You know, the same school. The building was not structured well, and now it is a big building. And I remember entire my like school journey. I literally I was getting goosebumps that time. So I don't want anything in my life. I just want peace. I just want to live simple life. I That's what I believe in. And simplicity is play the most role in my life.
About all the individuals of India who are like dealing with obstacles or problem situations, who are not getting the food actually for eating, or they want the educations, right? So for surviving their life, they are not they cannot acquire the food, but they want to study. So for those people, keep in mind, you have to contain those people as well for before like before question answering this, right?
Yeah, you're talking about like tax. If you're just booking, if you're just buying some books or anything, so does it uh, good for those, even those are beggars and they are just buying, and even they are not earning, still they are paying that tax. That's what you want to ask me?
So I'm talking about the entire people of India, like the people from India. You know, you must be paying the taxes and or GST, right? So
Okay, I got
like
this.
yeah,
Yeah,
so don't,
you are
I'm
asking
not
about taxation
aware of
system.
this.
Yeah.
I think that I have been paying 18% on education, especially.
Beautiful question that there are the different classes, we can say class. Okay, that person is first class, and that person is living a middle class, and that person is a lower class, lower class, right? It means that they even do not afford two time meal or one time meal. So even though they are not earning, um, still they are paying, and it is a tax system. Even if there is a beggar, they will not see that okay, he is a beggar and he is not earning money. Still that person, if that person buy this book, definitely including tax, he must give tax. He's not earning anything. So by default everyone is paying tax to government, and I think that everyone rich in our country because they are paying unintentionally tax to government. So I think that we should reduce the tax from these textbooks, and I think that, and because of that, that paper, like we have this paper, right? So it is not an like white paper, and it is like it's a dusty paper. So you can't refine it. But if it is a white paper, you can refine it, and you can create it again. You can use the same page, and we are destroying our environment because the paper made up of the tree. Do you know? And because of that we have started online things, online, like if you are just using ATM, so you are not getting that, do not take that receipt. You will get message on your message box that okay, you have withdraw this much money, and this much money has deducted from your account. So we must go cashless, and cashless is going on in our country, right? So you're talking about the tax. So I think that government should reduce the tax from this textbook. And because of that, I think that government is now looking forward. And are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah. So I think that because of the because of the same main reason, they are also focusing on the online classes and online textbook as well. That is how, and I don't think so. Like online textbook has any tax, right? So they can start online textbook. So that is how we can reduce tax. Otherwise government also create a revenue from these taxes, and that is how they can get help for education system as well. If I'm not wrong, you can correct me. I am not professional in
As,
in this tax and
yeah,
all.
yeah. As you talked about, so that there should be like some like recycling process that you have talked about, the like the way we have like used a proper notebook. So there should be a recycling process to those paper to be like sent to the recycle place so that it will be reincarnated into new forms, right?
Yeah,
Any
yeah,
books or
yeah.
anything. Or I think the paper is not the biggest problem of now these days. The plastic, I would say, is the prominent problem now these days, that people have been excessively using the plastic in their like every single people are like containing the plastic from the market to their homes, right? But what they
So
are doing, that like they
plastic
have.
is banned in our country. You can't use plastic. I must say that we must ban the plastic companies. That is the main cause of, like, companies are the main cause of creating plastic. If we ban the plastic, definitely we will not get that plastic. There is no demand. There is no supply. There is no
It
supply.
can
There is no
be
demand.
eradicated. The paper can be eradicated into the soil, right? Soil will not face infertility, but the plastic, when it comes to talk about plastic, if plastic will be like thrown to the soil, or like implanted to the soil,
It will destroy soil.
fertile, right?
Mm.
So that is the prominent problem. And people from like the people who are not aware about plastics, that they are going to the burning process, they are burning it. So they think that if we will burn it, so it will be eradicated. So they are not aware about that if we will burn, so it can like produce many of the gases which are not good for our health, right, for the
Yeah.
individuals. And ozone simultaneously. So Ms. Deepa, as you know that my name is Sonu and I'm calling from Bihar, and by profession I'm a student, and simultaneously, as you can see that I'm working over my language. It's been 3 years of my journey that I have been exponentially working over it. So
Yeah.
that's all about me. And yeah, make sure you that I'm also a certified language trainer as well, but I'm not teaching anywhere, but I get my certifications from a recognized university.
That is nice that you have good accent. I have observed your accent, that the way you are speaking, and you have good phonic sound as well. Some people do not believe in accents, but you actually have that different accent. So it is good. It is not easy to get this accent, because I have seen some people criticize if you have this accent. I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
seen
There
people.
those circumstances in my past time when I started pretending like an American, or because I'm very fond of watching American contents or British contents, or those contents which I'm very fond of watching those kind of contents. So that's why I thought that clicks my mind why I'm not speaking like them. So I started pretending like to be them. Like how do they speak or how do they pronounce? So I'm not going through the all the parts of phonetics. I you know that for having a particular accent, you have to go through the phonics. You know which you
Yes.
have to like exercise that from the basic level, and then you will be getting to know or getting to aware with the words. How can we pronounce that? It's not possible actually in a very short
Yes.
time. Like the main prominent problem is to amplify our communication, or simultaneously if you want to contain a specific accent, so that can be a Pandora's box. That creates the Pandora's box. Pandora's box means once the problem has started, will never like stop. That is called Pandora's box. So that is like that.
Yeah.
So
And
as I have been talking
yes.
you, it's been 40 minutes, I would say, 58 minutes that I've been talking to you continuously, and the way you have like you have talked many things, or the way I was questioning you, or the way you were answering me, it was literally mesmerizing and super califragilistic. I literally like it. So
Thank you so much. You
that's
made my day
like
today.
ex- I'm very like thankful to you that you have spent this much time with me or given this time. So I'm very thankful. Yeah.
Yeah. And thank you so much for sending me mail for conversation. And I actually enjoyed the session. I like the way you are speaking, and I know that you have different accent, and it is not easy to learn. You need to do shadow. And if you ask me about learn this accent, definitely I will give up. Because like nowadays I'm using the shadowing technique because I want to work on my sentence formation. So it become quite difficult to follow that. It quite is boring, like just stick on the same sentence and the way they speak. And
Yeah, it was literally, literally like a very inextricable like journey of mine exploring this accent or learning these kind of like monotonous things. I just consider it's very monotonous for me that the
yeah,
situation obstacles while like containing the accent speaking in English. Like sometime I was using Indian accent or American accent. Some people have criticized me many times that why are you containing the accent if you are not able to actually like implement in a way as it should be implemented. So if you
yeah,
are not comfortable with the accent, so why are you using it? You have your own accent which is Indian. We should be proud on our accent. Why are you